Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. See if I can do a song here. TikTok. Maybe see if I can get it together there and drop it in a few minutes. I can't do this on TikTok. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Krishna Gauranga, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Gauranga, Krishna Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, turn your mics on. Let's chant some.
Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna
Disconnected.
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
I predict in the next 10 years that crypto blockchain
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
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 Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama, Rama, Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Oh,
Rama
thank
Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
I like you too. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Krishna. Oh, Krishna, this is fantastic.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
So this is
Rama Rama Hare
hey, really good. Take away all your troubles and problems. You'll find true enlightenment very easily.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, just chant this
Krishna
or
Krishna Hare
listen attentively and attentively chant if you're up to it. Yeah, and everything will just become beautiful in your life. Everything will work out really nice. So we do this usually every day, as long as I'm not too under the weather. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Just listen to the sound vibration. That's all you have to do. And share the live video, everybody. Yeah, share it with your friends. Give us a like. And yeah, send us some hearts. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Radha, 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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Radha,
Hare
Radha,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Radha,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Radha,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Advaita,
Hare Krishna.
Nityananda,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityananda,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Hare Rama.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda, 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 Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda.
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra.
Krishna Krishna.
The mantras that wake up your deep inner self
Hare Rama.
inside there that's asleep in most people. And that's why those who chant this mantra, after a while, sometimes they laugh, they cry, they call out all kinds of amazing spiritual emotions. Yeah, so continue watching here, listening to the sound vibration, and everything you'll see. This is a different content. You don't get this kind of chanting, or you don't get this kind of content on TikTok or Facebook or anywhere. This is all new stuff, very new, and it's the best too. You can't pay $1 billion to get this mantra chanted like this. It just happens to be here now. So just listen attentively and see how everything changes in your life for the better. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Nityananda, Gora Chandra, Nityananda, Gora Chandra, 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 Gora Chandra. Gora Chandra, 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 Gauranga, 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 Nimai Pandit, 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 Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit, 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 Sachinandana, Jaya 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 Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana. Yeah, your life will be perfect if you chant this mantra here every day with us. Yeah, this is like getting initiated into the highest mantra that will awaken deep inside the real deep self, your inner source, and you'll connect with it and be a whole person, completely whole forever. Yeah, this is, and you'll become strong and intelligent and all kinds of wonderful things. Too many to list at this time. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Oh, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So 10th canto. Let's go over what Lalita read earlier today. It was good stuff. I liked it. Got inspired. Yeah. 10th canto.
10th canto, chapter 23.
Chapter 23, yeah. The wives of the Brahmins blessed. Yeah. The wives of the Brahmins blessed. So this is 10th canto, chapter 23. Yeah. Yeah, so these are stories. These are stories that empower people with the spiritual knowledge and spiritual potency. And yeah, it's like an empowerment with the spirit. And these stories all represent the deeper reality that's eternal and the path to it. So they're beautiful stories. These stories are they're perfect. They're the conclusive truth that even Jesus was talking about. Not the religious Jesus. No, not that one they portray now. The enlightened Jesus, the spiritual Jesus. The truth will set you free, and the Bhagavatam is a really clear understanding of the absolute eternal truth and the path to it, just clearly delineated. But the only problem is most people don't have eyes to see. They're not awakened. You have to be like this in this Bhagavad Gita, another sacred text. It says in Bhagavad Gita 10:10, to those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the eyes to have true understanding. I give them the eyes to have transcendental knowledge. Everybody, and if you're in Vaishnavism, if you can understand this verse, then you'll understand why 99.9% of the leaders in the Vaishnava movement do not understand the heart of the Bhagavatam. And if anybody comes here regularly, we'll prove it, because we prove that the knowledge here that is gotten from this ecstatic worship is so much more potent, so much more clear, so much more logical, and so much more empowering, and it removes ignorance on the path that leads to immortality for us, so that we can live an immortal life. And that's why this Bhagavatam is beautiful, and why A.C. Bhaktivedanta spent so much time writing it. He basically wrote it for us. It's so funny because Prabhupada, we all see this, isn't it funny? Because we see this. Prabhupada said, first, Bhaktisiddhanta said, my father wrote these things, these books for me, so I can explain them to even the disciples of his father, because they were like godbrothers. The Shiksha Guru of Bhaktisiddhanta was Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Isn't that interesting? This most austere, this is how amazing Bhaktisiddhanta. Even though he was like so austere, he chanted 1 billion names, never stopped, even though the house he was chanting in started to fall down from the rain. 1 billion names, something like that, extraordinary amount. And he was so austere and so renounced and everything. But even his father, who was eating meat, and was just a householder with 10 children, he accepted him as his Shiksha Guru. Isn't that unbelievable? Matter of fact, that's where you can say that he learned his best Krishna consciousness from his father, to show that the spiritual potency doesn't discriminate. You could be he was a householder. He was, considered like working in the government. He was like a police, was a judge. And so Bhaktisiddhanta Su, this person is a pure devotee. He has real, pure devotion. And accept him like that. And that's how, Bhaktisiddhanta, how you have to look past the person's dress, or are they a sannyasi or a sudra or a householder? See, Bhaktisiddhanta passed the test. It shows that he wasn't attached to being a renunciate, and that was the way to have become Krishna conscious. No, he said, oh, look, Bhaktivinoda has the signs and the symptoms of devotion. He even told his father's guru, who just accepted this neophyte person in a Goswami thing, to set some example, he said, don't put your feet on my father's head, because he's a real intimate associate of Radha and Krishna. He's a Manjari, actually, and you're not. See, you don't understand. So, and also Bhaktisiddhanta, he recognized Vamsidas, who was this low class, another fisherman, like these apostles of Jesus. He was a fisherman, smelly fisherman. But the fisherman, he got the mercy of his guru, man, and became a great saint. But he didn't seem like a saint, because he did the things that he was like a Nityananda. He did whatever he wanted. He worshiped deities, but he never gave the clothes a bath, never gave him a bath or anything. He never took a bath himself. And he was smoking 4 or 5 bidis a day. But Bhaktisiddhanta honored him as a saint. Why? Because he could see the qualities of devotion. See? This should be humbling to the Vaishnavas now. You Gaudiya Samitis and Radhakund Babajis, you should be ashamed. I mean, to be honest with you, you should be ashamed that you don't see the qualities of devotion somewhere on Facebook, right in front of your face every day. And you think you know all about Krishna consciousness. That is the biggest, this pride that ISKCON has, and Gaudiya Smriti and the Radhakund Babajis have, this big pride, is in their way of understanding what real Krishna consciousness is. See, that's why I honor Bhakti Vinod. Even though he ate chicken and fish and all that stuff, because he was a real devotee with the symptoms. When I read his books, man, it was like, oh, I had an instant, elevation in consciousness. Dude, this guy knows God. It's like when I read the glorification of Jesus, Book of John. This guy knows God. Boom, instantly. And Prabhupada, one verse in Prabhupada's, which one? The Science of Self-Realization. I knew from the vibration of that paragraph, this guy's like Jesus. I felt awakening of bhakti again. And so, yeah, and so that's how it is. You have to understand the qualities of devotees, even though, and you got to see also the discernment here. You get to understand why Bhaktisiddhanta is taught more renunciations and Vaidhi Bhakti and all that, and why Prabhupada did also. and introduce some kirtan and did book distribution and build the temples and all of that. And then if you come here, you'll understand where that all was going is here. This is a great gift for you Vaishnavas that did all those austerities, that did all that book distribution. Even though a lot of you fell on your faces and made idiots of yourselves and became spiritual masters, even though you got no bhakti, and just gave the wrong understanding. It's like, like having a Johann, creating a Johann and having out him preaching Krishna consciousness, which he's doing, right? Is he giving the right impression? He's giving some new age take on it. See? It's not as it is. See? But that'll all be forgiven if anybody will just understand that. Can't you see what's before your eyes here? See, we have real bhakti. We have the gift of Lord Chaitanya. Can't you see in the book? In the book it says Lord Chaitanya came and he gave the gift of devotion, pure devotion. So that people could worship the Lord in spirit and truth. Isn't it funny? Jesus said the same thing. That's why we honor them. Prabhupada honored Jesus. Yeah, because he said the same thing Lord Chaitanya said. Jesus said the Lord's very much looking to worship in spirit and truth. And spirit means this devotional spirit, this pure spirit. He's very much looking for this kind of worship. It's better than these rituals. And Lord Chaitanya came and said the same thing. He says, I came here to give, to propagate, to taste and relish personally spontaneous devotional service, and also to give this, to promulgate this devotional service on the platform of spontaneous love. It's the same idea, same conception. Okay? That's why we still remember Lord Chaitanya. Okay? That's why we still remember Jesus. See, because of that, because of promulgating the deliverance of people. Preaching Vaidhi and all that is sometimes necessary, and that's why it was done up until this point. Now, if anybody wants to get into the kingdom, you're going to have to come here because nobody's preaching this. Nobody is opening up Lord Chaitanya's amazing grace like this. Yeah. And is anybody suffered enough out there? Have you had enough gurus who fell down or not giving you real love of Krishna? Have you had enough dry-eyed gurus? Or you gurus? Have enough dry eyes? Are you ready for some ecstatic worship like even some of my disciples do? Because it's here, and you have to come through the devotees who chant in great ecstatic devotion. That is in the book. You see, the book says that. It's through the devotees who chant the holy name in great ecstatic devotion. What do we got here? So we got Woody talking a lot. I can't read all these things. Sorry. Yeah. So this is extraordinary. It's very different, but if somehow or other you're called to this, you can be free of all these delusions and illusions, because this is where the real parampara is in truth, not a fake, not a misrepresentation of it. Okay, we're reading here. Oh, Lalita. So read text number 1. No. We're going to just cut to the chase here. So text number 3.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Lord Krishna said, please go to the sacrificial arena where a group of Brahmanas learned in the Vedic injunctions are now performing the Angirasa sacrifice to gain promotion to heaven. When you go there, My dear coward boys, simply request some food. Declare to them the name of my elder brother, the Supreme Lord Balarama, and also my name, and explain that you have been sent by us. Thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's there's a lot of references in the Bible about stuff like this kind of thing, where God says, "Go to the world." He says He sends His prophets, and but the prophets say something like, "But they're going to kill us. You know, they don't like us. They don't want to hear your message." See, didn't Jesus have a message? See, Jesus came with a message from God. Isn't it funny how Krishna is represented by God in the story here, and the cowherd boys are the messengers. See, and what qualities do they have to give them the qualification of being messengers? Is they're intimate with God. Isn't that funny that all the real saints, deep saints, and what they call prophets and acharyas are meant to have a very deep, intimate relationship with the Lord and to come and bring a message to the people? Even Moses brought a message to the people, which was rules, regulations, and like that. But still, see, so you need to be like that. So that's why the story is always the same. Otherwise, this would not be a right story. This would be some kind of speculations. A devotee that looks at the commonalities between all ways of being delivered in this world is basically, you got to see what is the message given to the intimate servants of the Lord. Is it Vaidhi? Is it rules and regulations? Or is it the good news, like Jesus came to give, the Holy Spirit and the baptism by fire, see, and grace and truth and that kind of stuff? See, so a lot of people rejected, especially the Pharisees. Pharisees were like the Brahmins, right? So the cowherd boys go there, and the Pharisees or Brahmins didn't pay them any mind. You see how the story is always the same? Always the same. Go ahead, read on. See how it goes. I love these stories.
history repeats.
Yeah, but it repeats so that if you understand the story properly, you understand the path to go into the kingdom of God. That's why even people coming here, if they don't follow the path of becoming a disciple and a friend, they won't understand what I'm talking about.
No.
You know, so that's the whole point. Is otherwise the Lord saying, well, you're not qualified. You're not a qualification for Raghunuga Bhakti. See, you don't want to abandon your opinions, see, because your opinions don't work. You're not ready. You know how some people come in the Vaidhi level and they come here and they think they know all about Bhakti, but they're not happy. They're not purified. One was a monster, was against our preaching, you know. He was a monster in his life and everything, you know, and still they think they know all about what Prabhupada had to give. But they have that Jekyll and Hyde personalities. That's the hypocrisy. But not everybody is like that. That's why Jesus said, blessed are the heart, they shall see God, because they're the ones who come to the real guru to see God. When you hear the conclusive truth, like when you hear this story properly, and you listen attentively, and you give respect to the speaker, then you understand. Then oh wow, this is the path. This is great. Oh, this is so great. Why wouldn't it be great? Why wouldn't the absolute truth be great? Why wouldn't the essence of the understanding of all of the universe is seeking after be great? It's got to be great. That's why, St. Paul understood stuff like this. And he said, the wisdom of man is foolishness to God. That's why if you're not if you're not a disciple and a friend, this will sound like foolishness. You think, what is Gory? What are you doing? He says, I know all about Bhakti, man, and all this. My Guru Dev does this and that. So that means the wisdom of God. To me, this is the wisdom of God. To me, I prove this every day. To me, wisdom of God is as it is. The scriptures. That's why I love these scriptures so much. They're as it is, and I want to present them as they are. Krishna shows me all these things because I hear his message. See? And you can see that, like, wow, you decide. Is Gohari like those cowherd boys? Do they go and deliver the message, and do the Brahmins respond like they did? And then they go to the simple people, and they come into the association here, and many of them get love of Krishna. Have you noticed? Make rapid advancement. So isn't this the living book? I just, you decide. I'm just presenting the case. I'm presenting your case in the world, because if you understand the magnitude of faith in these scriptures as they are, you're easily delivered out of illusion, because by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat and the disciple, the sincere follower, you get all three of those together, you got self-realization, man. You got a real Sankirtan movement. You got deliverance for many, many thousands of people, because the empowerment increases, the spiritual potency increases. It's already starting to happen here. Yeah, that's the whole point, man. This is, I love these verses so much. I would listen to them constantly. I listened to the Amala Bhakta thing. I was driving all over America, man. Constantly, I just relishing, crying, just crying. Just drunk, in this bubble, just for a few years. Then I went to India and Chaitanya Bhagavat, carried that book around, ecstasy, and all this. See, relishing these verses. And then, people started to come, and I share this stuff, and they start getting intoxicated by the Spirit. And then Prabhupada comes and say, yeah, that's my full approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. You do more of that. Yeah, so deliverance is here on the order of Prabhupada. Yeah. So what do we got here? Yes, you are eternal resident of Vrindavan. What do we got? We've got people saying anything here. Yeah, this is. I just, like today, I'm just thinking, my God, this is so great that I can understand this, and I can relish this, and I can share this with my brothers and sisters, because if you give respect to this preaching like Maharaj Parikshit did with Shukadev, because the same empowerment is here, man. We prove it every day. I can't understand this verse. I read these verses before. I didn't understand this to what I did to a certain angle and extent, but my God, today it's even more. This is devotional services like this, pure devotional services like this. It goes on forever. Yeah. And that's why I haven't seen anybody explain these things like this, because if it was, then you would see the result of ecstatic devotion, which you don't see. You don't see this ecstasy. I went to Narayan Raj to listen to his talks for a year and a half, and I didn't see this result anywhere. I didn't get this result. I didn't understand the guy. As I said, he was a nice guy. But nice. Look at Daksha. He was a nice guy too, but he had, all these other qualities too. That, it's not good enough, man. Yeah. So go ahead, read them.
Thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cowherd boys went there, and they submitted their request. They stood before the Brahmanas with palms joined in supplication and then fell flat on the ground to offer respect. The coward boy said, "Oh, earthly gods, please hear us. We, coward boys, are executing the orders of Krishna, and we have been sent
See, this
here."
is very significant. Oh, earthly gods. See? So they approached them and being like, this humble, but, they knew they were preaching. And they called them earthly gods because that's exactly what is happening. In the world, the demigods and the demons are the controllers of the living beings, the masses. See, but hardly can you see anybody controlled by Lord Hari, the transcendental Lord. Hardly anybody. They're very rare. See, they're controlled by the Lord. That's why there's a path to get to that place, and that path is hidden very well until you meet the good news person, giving you the clear path. See, oh, earthly gods, that's your religion, man. That's your gurus there. They're still on the level of religion. That's not conclusive to be in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line and not be a spiritual master or a resident of Vrindavan, and to give the impression that you can deliver your disciples, because you can't really deliver them. Only ecstatic devotion can deliver them, and that's carried by the real Parampara, the real devotee associate of Lord Chaitanya and the Parampara. That's here. This is the only place I've seen it. Because it gets the result of devotion. I mean, God is trying to tell everybody this. This is why Jesus said, "But you don't believe in my word?" I said the same thing. Why, you don't believe my word? Jesus said, "Well, how about the works that God is doing?" How about Gohar? I say the same thing. Why? Because it's always the same. Huh? How about the works that Radha and Krishna are doing, awakening love of Krishna in the hearts of many people here, taking away their burdens and miseries? How about believe that? How about believe the result? By their fruits they shall be known. By the results they shall be known. Oh, what's the results with these gurus? Oh, rules, regulations, austerities, a lot of fluff, a lot of pomp, worship, put them on high seats and high stages. What's the result? Well, we give Brahmin sannyas staffs or sannyasi staffs, and we give Brahmin titles, we give you threads, we give you all these things. Okay, come on, man. Is that real Krishna consciousness yet? Or is that kind of like for beginners? Yeah, here, what is the fruit here? The fruit is very quick advancement to the platform of love of Krishna, to where, like Francis said to me today, "Wow, my spiritual greed is growing strong." And he was very happy about that. Why wouldn't you be? That's the greatest, that's the treasure, man. That's the pearl of great price, was Jesus talking about. You guys on TikTok don't know this. You think the great treasure is millions of dollars in Bitcoin, or millions of dollars in property, or millions or beautiful ladies, or a strong guy with big muscles. That's not the real treasure. Okay? The real treasure is to be awakened, man, to your relationship with the source of all. To enter that divine family and transcend the cycle of birth and death, which is just a perk. Devotees, Narada Muni's not thinking, well, I think I got to get out of the material universe. He's out of the material universe and is chanting, man, chanting in ecstasy. Anybody chanting in ecstasy here? You're out of the material universe. Now you're in the Vaikuntha vibration. You carry that. You can deliver that to others. A lot of you don't even know what you've got already here. Yeah. Yeah, oh, earthly gods. So those earthly gods. That's your obstacles right now. You have to identify them. They're gods of the earth and those who are earthly consciousness. If you come here, your consciousness will be elevated to the spiritual platform, and the earthly gods have no control over you in that way. They only have control over the earth. But now you know who you are because you're spirit. You're not, even Jesus tried to teach people that, you're spirit, man. My words are spirit. The words of a realized soul are spirit. You listen to them, they lift your spirit up. You see, lift spirits are lifted up, not in a mundane way. You watch one of these Hallmark movies, you ever see that, or a Disney movie, and you feel your spirit is lifted? Where? To the mode of goodness, maybe, but that's not really real. It doesn't last. Here, your spirit is lifted. What is that spirit? Well, you find out who that source of that spirit is. That's God. He's known by different names. In our line, it's Krishna and Radha. Radha and Krishna is the love of Krishna, the love of God. That spirit is lifted up in your heart, and now that is born in you. See? You got a new transcendental birth, baby. See? And now you feed that baby now. You get the vibration to feed that baby. Like Noodles was reporting today. She likes to chant because her baby wants to be fed. And if she doesn't feed the baby, she goes, why am I not feeling so good? That's because Krishna's not. You'll see. You'll understand all these things, Noodles. You'll see. You don't feel so good because Krishna's not feeling good, and you're surrendering your life to him. You're appreciating this preaching. You've been tricked into the kingdom of God, even though we're a naughty girl. She told me she was a naughty girl. See? And you'll be very happy for it because no more birth and death. And Noodles told me, my Lord listens through these ears. He hears everything. He says, I don't want to come back here again. Yeah. Well, not in the same way. You come back as a devotee if you do. Whatever you do, Krishna will be so happy when you become a real devotee. He's like, oh, what do you want, man? I want to give boons. You want to go to Vaikuntha? Oh, yeah, go ahead. There you go. Do you want to go to Goloka Vrindavan? Oh, go ahead. You were Gaur Hari Das. He's one of those guys, and you've got that ecstasy. You got freedom, man. Freedom of spirit. Freedom in the spirit. Freedom in the Lord. The Lord sets us free. Yeah. Go ahead, read on. A little bit more. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Lord Rama and Lord Achyuta are tending their cows not far from here. They are hungry and they want you to give them some of your food. Therefore, O Brahmanas, O best of the knowers of religion, if you have faith, please give some food to them.
Hey, so they approach, say, see, these words are significant. Oh, best of the knowers of religion. That's the best they can do, is to know religion. But what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita 18:65 and 6? Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. And how do you do it? You got to do it through the story, the concept in the story. You got to meet the intimate associates of the Lord. And you enter into that relationship through their association. See, otherwise, the only thing you can do is to be a best of the knower of religion. And religion is full of material motivations and all of that. This is why I love the Bhagavatam. I didn't do it because of religious rituals and all that. I read the Bhagavatam because it's first, right with the second verse, man, in first canto, said right off, this book, this Bhagavatam is not material religiously motivated. I thought, this is great. I found a book that's not full of religious rituals. It's just getting to the essence. What do you think you're hearing here? This Bhagavatam class you're hearing here is so clear. It shows you the path. Anybody can find the path. If you attentively hear this thing, and you might have to listen to it about 10 times,
because as you're listening, all this crap is going to come out of you that you listened from these persons who are inexperienced Vaishnavas. They're not self-realized souls. They teach you things that are not like this. See, they're something else. They teach you juggled concepts that in the Bhagavatam that promotes their unqualification of being a spiritual master. You shouldn't be worshiping idols. An idol is somebody who hasn't realized God. Didn't Prabhupada think that? He said Acharya is somebody who realized God. Let the Acharya rise by Krishna's will. Isn't that the way it worked with him? He took sannyas and all that stuff, but did he become an Acharya by somebody come and say, you're an Acharya? There was nobody qualified to really say that, because they're all, still on the levels of, at best, the best of religion. They're not really at the next platform. So Prabhupada preached. See, Krishna arose in him. That usually is always like, not always, but usually. And I'll show you many examples of that. See, Prabhupada preached and was an Acharya automatically by the will of Krishna. And as he preached, people began to see it. Because if Krishna's really using you, hey, Krishna will make sure that he's the boss, right? That's just how it is. You're not going to boss. You gurus out there, you think you're the boss. No, you have no idea. Bhaktisiddhanta was the same way. He couldn't find anybody that he felt qualified to give him sannyas. And you know what he did? Took the picture of his guru and took sannyas. And what did the Radhakund Babaji say? Bhaktisiddhanta, he took sannyas from a picture and he's wearing orange. And, see, that's who my ex-wife took shelter of. Look at her now, mundane. See, fooled because of not believing in the word of her guru. See, ordinary, she's an ordinary devotee, but not really a devotee. There's so many people like that. You're not really, she's an abbas. You know what a boss devotee? You put on the clothes, your semblance, you look, you're a look-alike, like a replica. You ever see a replica of something? That's my ex-wife. She puts on the stuff, and the tilak, and she looks like that, and then she goes to the temple. See, or goes to Radhakund, and there's so many people. They're semblance. They're replicas of devotees. They haven't made it yet, but they could. How do they make it? Well, you got to stop listening to the earthly gods. The ones who are not really spiritual masters and residents of Vrindavan and intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya. That's how you do it. You see in the story here, we'll give you a spoiler alert. In the story here, these Brahmins didn't listen to the cowherd boys, who were the real intimate associates of Krishna. But the wives of the Brahmins did. See, the wives of the Brahmins, when they were rejected by the Brahmins, who are you guys? We're Brahmins. See, and then the cowherd boys were told by Krishna, well, go to the wives, see what they say. And they came right away with a picnic for Krishna to feed him and everything. They were just enthusiastic and everything. They wanted to be with him, serve him and everything. And then they got rewarded. Yeah, you got to be rewarded. It's not like, I'm just going to come to do unmotivated devotion. This is what these replica devotees think like. I'm just going to come I don't want any happiness. No happiness in devotional service. No. That is because this is the way it is. I'm so smart and so clear on Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, I finished my rounds. See, that's Krishna consciousness because I'm so smart, I know all about it. No, the wives of the Brahmins, they came and served Krishna and they got a reward. What was that reward? Oh, God, isn't it funny? God, why do we have to preach this day in, day out, just like the Christians did for 2,000 years? Amazing, huh? 2,000 years, and Gohar is also preaching 200 days at least. Same thing. Look, they got love of Godhead because they went through the real devotees who had the message. Come into this intimate relationship with Krishna. He's calling you. He's calling you again out there. All of you. Can anybody hear? Or is this just a voice in the wilderness? You know, he's calling you again. Come through this gate here. I mean, he's right here in front of you. Aren't we not proving you that this is an empowered lecture? Have you ever heard Acharya Dev give you such essence of truth? See, you come through that as the story teaches. The real intimate associates of the Lord who have the qualities that we all know, the cowherd boys were ecstatic. They ecstatically chanted Krishna's name and everything. And so how do you really know that? Well, you see it here. You see living devotees like that have those qualities. They chant the holy name with great intense. Have you noticed out there, Paramatma Das? Great, intense, Vandava devotion, bhakti. Hey, go ahead, read on, and you'll see. I spoiled the story. They just can't wait.
Except during the interval between the initiation of the performer of the sacrifice and the actual sacrifice of the animal, O most pure the Brahmanas, it is not contaminating for even the initiated to partake of food, at least in sacrifices other than the Sotramani. The Brahmanas, they heard this supplication from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet they refused to pay heed. Indeed, they were full of petty desires and entangled in elaborate rituals, though presuming themselves advanced in Vedic learning, they were actually inexperienced fools.
Yeah, and it isn't that's simply the case. It's always the same case. So this story can show you what category you fit in. See? And unfortunately, the false ego is so important to them. They're so identified with it. They cannot admit their position. See, eventually these Brahmins did, and you have to. Because and this is our problem in our preaching, we need to convince people eventually that this is really real and true, and they have to get it. Because right now it's the same situation now, the same obstacle is these Brahmins, they're enstewed in this ritualistic conception of Krishna consciousness, which is external bhakti. And they think they understand everything about it. And they don't. And they're actually inexperienced fools. All of them, all of those gurus. Not one of them showed me that they're an experienced devotee. Not one. You can prove me wrong. You can come, chant with us and let's have a discussion. Because you got intelligent devotees here, and whatever comes out of your mouth will show you where you're at. That's how intelligent persons can discern. If you have God intelligence. How did Prabhupada and Jesus, he would just ask people questions, and how they responded. He would say, "Oh, I see your level." Remember, like Nicodemus? Jesus' question, Nicodemus comes up in his robe. All right, so he gives him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's see where he's at. Okay, so Jesus' question, he says, "Okay, what is God's greatest commandment?" And he looks up, and that's when you're looking at the scriptures. That's what you do. You memorize. You look up. He looks up. I think he looks up, but let's say he does. because that's, okay, anyway. Yeah, yeah. Thou shalt worship the Lord with all thy heart, all thy mind, and all thy soul. And then Jesus said, he heard him say that, and he said, this is guy, he's quoting nicely, but he hasn't realized that verse. Because he could see he still had fear. See, he came in the dead of night. You can read this. It's all in the, Nicodemus came in the dead of night because he was afraid that somebody would see him come to Jesus, and that's like losing face. You come to a guy, but Nicodemus was inside. He was inspired by Jesus. He knew that Jesus was special. Yeah. And so Jesus said, well, you're not far from the kingdom. See, you're not far. You're not in the kingdom yet. Because to be in the kingdom, you got to be a sincere disciple and a friend like Peter and like Paul and like all those devotees. He wasn't like that yet. He was building his relationship, his faith. I mean, even to come in the dead of night is great, that at least he came to see Jesus. And he wasn't far. Yeah, Nicodemus, in the end, later on, he wrote a gospel of Nicodemus because he became a real devotee of Jesus, a real follower. Gave his life and soul to them. That's how it is. If you have a bona fide spiritual master, you're indebted just naturally, because you will never get into the kingdom of God except through them. And if you don't always get somebody like that in any lifetime. This is very special. If you get somebody in some lifetime like that and you reject them, well, you're just an experienced fool. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Rita.
The Brahma, no. Although the ingredients of sacrificial performance, the place, time, particular paraphernalia, mantras, rituals, priests,
Yeah,
fire.
you know what? Go on over that. They're just trying to get them, butter them up a little bit. Go to the next verse, see what they say.
Okay, too. When the Brahmanas failed to reply, even with a simple yes or no, O chastiser of the enemy, the coward boys returned disappointed to Krishna and Rama and reported this to them. Hearing what had happened, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, he simply laughed. Then he again addressed the coward boys, showing them the way men act in this world. Lord Krishna said, tell the wives of the Brahmanas that I have come here with Lord Sankarsana. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are most affectionate toward me, and indeed, with their intelligence, reside in me alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the wives of the Brahmins, it says somewhere in there that they heard about the Supreme Lord and they were attracted.
They heard, yeah.
They heard, they're very attracted to
Yeah.
the Lord like that, see, naturally. And so Krishna's in the heart, he knows. He knows that the Brahmins are just all puffed up, and so he said, go to them, and they will give you food and they will give everything. So go ahead, continue.
The coward boys then went to the house of the Brahmana's wives, where the Brahmana's wives were staying. There the boys saw those chaste ladies sitting, nicely decorated with fine ornaments, bowing down to the Brahmana ladies. The boys addressed them in all humility. The coward boys said, obeisances unto you, O wives of the learned Brahmanas, kindly hear our words. We have been sent here by Lord Krishna, who is passing by not far from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we He has come a long way with the coward boys and Lord Balarama,
See, the
tending.
Lord, he comes with his servants. He's not far away. See, that's very significant. He's near his devotees. And so when the devotees are in this world, that Lord is near. Otherwise, he's very far away. Even though he's seated in the heart of all living beings, very far away from you because of misconceptions, misunderstanding of those who are not. What happened here? Oh, yeah. So because of misunderstanding, misconception, it hides the true nature of the Lord. See, so the coward boys, they come and they clear the way. They clear the brambles off the path of pure devotional service. Remember, that's what Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur said in his poem, Nectar Moon of Lord Chaitanya. He said, unless the devotees who are like bumblebees at the feet of Lord Chaitanya come before us, then there are brambles on the path. See, they take the brambles off the path. So when you meet the devotee, they take all this fluff, all this stuff piled on by inexperienced fools. We have collected inactivity. What are you talking about? Just a second here. It's a collective inactivity. Oh, I see. Okay. Can complete the verification. Okay, where's the verification? Something's happening here. Just 1 second. I'm trying to get this TikTok straightened out. Resume. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it says, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Where were we?
Now I lost it for a minute.
I lost it.
The Brahmana wives,
Yeah.
the coward boys, he doesn't come alone. He never comes alone, Krishna.
Oh, yeah. So the Lord is very near when the cowherd boys are here. That's why they're sent here, the deliverers, the messiahs. You need the real spiritual master is a messiah. Okay, discontinued my live. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's like the persons here empowered. The real spiritual master is a messiah. They're Shaktavesh avatar. They have to be. Otherwise, there's no meaning to a real spiritual master. Otherwise, there's just idol worship going on. You worship somebody that's an idol. They're not spiritual. Spiritual is a very special relationship. It's spiritual, literally. People don't know what is spiritual. Like we have the ladies here, the astrologers and tarot readers, and they think, oh, I'm spiritual. That's not spiritual. They can't get rid of their material motives. Their hearts are still not purified. See? So you need to meet the devotees here. I mean, here we have such a situation again where that spiritual empowerment is here to deliver Krishna in you so that you have a divine baby to feed. Okay? And that is your eternal life because Krishna never dies and he's always hungry. Right, Lalita? Don't you have to feed him often?
When he eats a lot.
Eats a lot. He's one of those fat kids,
I don't like skinny babies. They need
They need
nice.
a lot of food, man. Yeah, go ahead, Rita. Oh, what does it say here? Wait. Read what Pani says. When we are truly connected.
Oh, I need to go back to Facebook because it's not here anymore. I can't find it, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I'm going to show you something else here. I think this will work. So go back to the video.
Text. Yeah.
Go back to the video. Please go back to the video. And so now there's a place along the side of the comments. There's a little bar, and just click on that bar, and bring it down, and then the comments should go down.
I told you when I'm host, that works. Not when I'm
Oh, not when you're
when I'm host, I can do that constantly. Yeah.
when you're not. Okay. All
No.
right. Okay, so I'll read it here. When we're truly connected here, we also get the boons of someone else's feelings of bhakti and their progress. That's so amazing. That makes me want others to get more and more. Yeah, and that's how it is. See, that's being, your heart is being purified, Fani, because non-devotees don't feel like that, or those whose hearts are contaminated. They think if somebody is getting ahead of them, they get jealous or envious and they want to bring them down. See, so your heart is getting purified because that's the way devotees think. But when devotees were getting boons from Lord Chaitanya, like Haridas, and the Lord was really blessing Haridas, all of them, and they all start shedding tears because of the good fortune given to the devotee. That's just the real devotee, the purified in heart. It's why they see God. And it happens some year, you got people, sometimes they're jealous of the good fortunes, but that's just the heart has to get more purified. That's all. You can't, if you just get people to come here and they're reasonably, like they're reasonably taking it, they can't help being what they are. They're going to be sometimes stupid and say stupid things. But if their heart is somewhat there, and they just, sometimes envy comes. I remember River had stuff like that, she, just had the manager sometimes and just kind of just keep at a distance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Shama says, what's that feeling giving the show in the hell? Sounds pretty big deal. I can't ride that. I can't take that ride for sure. What's that feeling giving the show that in hell? I don't understand what you're talking about there, Shama.
I think she says, what's that feeling that I'm feeling here in this big show? She wants to say, I'm feeling woo, woo, woo. That's what I understood when I read that.
Oh, she's feeling in this hell here in this world.
She's feeling enlightened and
Oh yeah. It's great. Yeah, it's good. The best show.
yeah.
Noodle says, thanks so much, Guru Maharaj. It's crazy today. Is this popping? I don't know. But God. It's so, don't know. Just wow. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. And when you, especially when you come and you share, and when that goes for everybody, when you have these things coming, you come and you share it with your brothers, you'll see Krishna will give you more juice, more experience. Guru Maharaj, I'm laughing here like a lunatic. Will this really grow nonstop? Yeah, it really will. It has for me. I finally began to trust that it's going to grow. For a while, I thought, are you going to come back? Is this really going to be deeper? Yeah, so I'm becoming very convinced. Yeah. Is the oven turned on? Because I might be ready.
I will turn it on. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
turn
will
the oven on.
put everything inside. Okay.
Please don't stop the music. 30,000 videos joining the dots from Jesus to Krishna to Lord Chaitanya. This is how we do it. Yes, I would say eat the fish. Vani says, devotees clear out the brambles. Yeah. Oh, remember fondly how kind and compassionate you was to me and Ranga. Me banging the cartels and Ranga almost falling into your computer and tech stuff. I got a higher teaching, sorry for the drama, but things come up with the chanting and I don't know who to tell this stuff to. Yeah. Well, do what you got to do here. Yeah, okay, read next one.
Yeah. He has come a long way with the cowherd boys and Lord Balarama tending the cows. Now he's hungry, so some food should be given for him and his companions. The wives of the Brahmanas were always eager to see Krishna, for their minds had been enchanted by descriptions of him. And thus, as soon as they heard that he had come, they became very excited.
Yeah, you see, this is Raghunuga. This is they were very eager to see Krishna. See, and so Krishna knows that in the heart. Okay? And so how does the verse go? By the mercy of Krishna, see, in the heart, you get guru. See, they got the cowherd boys. And not only that, they weren't like the Brahmins who didn't recognize them. They recognized these are intimate servants of Krishna, our Lord. See, yes, we'll go with you. We trust you. See, so that's the path. That's what we're teaching. There are many people like that somewhere. I mean, many out of millions of Vaishnavas, there's many being, I don't know, we'll find out because we're preaching now this very deep stuff. You know, I know when I was, going to some of these classes, people are very eager to hear Hari Katha, but unfortunately their Hari Katha is not of this standard. This standard liberates people. This brings you into, like the cowherd boys, an intimate relationship with Krishna. The others doesn't. Just proof is Shamarani. I only mention her name just because I need some examples. Shamarani, where's the proof that you have an intimate relationship with God? Coming to a cowherd boy, right? Or a gopi? Obviously it wasn't taught to you these things, even though you're in a Raghunuga Sangha. You don't know these things. Yeah, so yeah, I think I got to stop, man. I get a little bit dizzy here. Yeah. Okay, we'll stop here for a little bit. That was a nice story, huh? You're getting really more clear about stuff. It's all in the stories, man. Vedavyas got the order. He said, preach the conclusive truth through the medium of stories. See? And because people, even though they don't understand it, they like stories and they have some contact. But the philosophy, if they just talk to the philosophy without the story, they would turn away from this path. See? But here are, you know how a lot of people, they like the fantastic stories of Jesus healed people. I fed 5,000 and they love this. They don't know what is the esoteric meaning of those things, open blind eyes and made the deaf hear. And they think, oh, wow, they don't understand the meaning of the story. But that keeps them close to Jesus somewhat until they hear the real meanings of these esoteric truths. Okay, Haribol, everybody.